guys, how's it going today? Today on Tide Talks, we're going to be talking about my top 5 detective slash mystery slash whodunit films. Now, some of these films you may not agree with. Some of my film enthusiasts out there may kill me because I don't mention their film that is a whodunit mystery slash noir film. But this is just my top 5. It made me feel a certain way when I watched it. I thought it was engaging. Here we go. Let's get right into it. Number 5. Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane is directed by Orson Welles. This was his first feature film. I can't believe it. The first freaking feature film that won Best Original Screenplay, and he had some innovative camera movements that were placed in his film that was not done originally. See, back in the day, they would take a camera, they would place it in the room, the actors would do what they would do, they would block it off, light it, and then they would move the whole setup and move it. But Citizen Kane is one of the few films where they actually move the camera and the first Steadicam type of movement and fashion, and the rest is history. First film, it features Orson Welles as Charles Foster Kane. He's a publishing tycoon. You have to figure out the specifics about his life since he dies at the beginning of the film, but it goes back in flashbacks showing who he was, showing was he a good person, was he a bad person. I'm not gonna get into the details, that's why you should watch it, but one thing you should remember is Rosebud. That's all I'm gonna say, Rosebud. Excellent film, Citizen Kane, I recommend it, go watch it. All right, number 4. Seven was directed by David Fincher. It features Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Spacey, and a whole slew of other characters. All right, 7 is about a serial killer by the name of John Doe who's going around punishing people of the city by killing them based upon the 7 deadly sins. I'm not gonna get into what they are, but just look it up, you'll know. So the great thing I love about this film is, first of all, it's like a modern day noir. It's some shots in there that makes you feel as if you're back in the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. In particular, one shot where John Doe is pointing a gun at Brad Pitt to his head, and the way that the shadow, the light, the rain dripping off of him, you can barely see his face. It reminds you of those films of old, a film noir. So this is like more of a modern day noir. Yeah, 7, Brad Pitt. One thing I'm going to tell you is what's in the box. All right, I'm not gonna say nothing else. Check out the film, great film. Number 3. Woman on the Run is directed by Norman Foster, featuring Ann Sheridan. It features Ann Sheridan's husband, who witnesses a murder. He runs to try to get out of town. She meets a Robert Keith, who is a detective assisting her to try to find her husband before he meets imminent death. This black and white film is amazing. It grabbed me. First of all, I didn't even intend on trying to watch it. I was just looking up some different things about film noir, the history, such and such. It was a homework assignment. This popped up on YouTube. I figured I'd watch just a couple of minutes to kind of get what they were saying. I watched the entire film. It was gripping. The acting was superb. The sound, everything was perfect. Back in those days, you actually had to have super talent because back then they didn't have as many tricks of the technology per se to assist you if you sucked. But yeah, great film, excellent film. Ending is a twist. I'm not gonna tell you about it. Once again, you should check it out, Woman on the Run. I found it on YouTube. Maybe you can watch it there. All right, number 3. All right, let's get into number 2. Directed by Ryan Johnson, featuring Chris Evans, featuring Jamie Lee Curtis, featuring Daniel Craig, a whole slew of other characters. But this film is a great film from start to finish. It grabs you, it hooks you, it presents you with a plot or a narrative at the beginning. Just when you think you figured everything out, or just when you think you're disappointed, it fools you, it turns your ideas upon its head. It makes you think, rethink, and think some more. The ending is perfect. The catch is perfect. Finding out who done it is perfect. And you know, that's what it's about. It was even nominated for Best Original Screenplay by Ryan Johnson. Great film. It's about a publisher who's very rich, and one day he's found dead in his loft. The family's trying to figure out who did it, but actually they're trying to get the money. It's just a whole gumbo full of emotions, full of tricks. Old school Clue feeling, like from the 1980s. That's how I felt when I watched this film. I suggest that you go out and watch it. And yeah, number 2, Knives Out. Before I get into the number 1, my top detective whodunit slash film noir film, let's get into my honorable mentions, which I all liked, but I just didn't have that same feeling I did with these top 5, and especially this number 1. Let's get to those mentions. All right, now that we've done the mentions, let's get to my #1 detective / whodunit film noir film. The Hateful Eight. Now I know what people are saying. Jeffrey, that is not a film noir. That is a classical spaghetti western reincarnation by the great Quentin Tarantino. But what I'm trying to tell you, at its core, it's a whodunit. You're trying to figure out who does certain things at this haberdashery. Kurt Russell is escorting a prisoner. Samuel L. Jackson meets him on the way. Walton Goggins meets him on the way. And from that point on, it is Quentin Tarantino in his classic fashion. Excellent story, excellent dialogue. I'm a dialogue guy. I like going to the film and actually seeing people engage in dialogue. It starts off slow, but once it engages, it never stops. And we all know Quentin is gonna have a bloody bath before the film finishes. So I'm not gonna say anything else. I suggest you go check it out. I'm pretty sure it's on Blu-ray. Do people even watch Blu-ray anymore? It's on Blu-ray. It's on digital devices that you can watch it. Go check it out. It's a bit hefty on the 3-hour side, but I'm telling you, if you enjoy tricks and turns and voiceovers and figuring out who done it, Samuel L. Jackson, I'm telling you gotta go watch The Hateful Eight. So those were my top 5 detective whodunit / film noir films. What did you think? Did you think I was an idiot for some of my recommendations? Did you think they were okay? Either way, I want to know down in the comment box below. Tell me if you like what you saw. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. It's your boy Tide Talks, and I'm out.